So today I'm going to show you how to do the two different types of cables without a cable needle. There are two types of cables that lean to the right, and if we're looking here, all of these crosses are leaning to the right, and cables that lean to the left. And here we're looking at a cable that all the crosses lean left. And that pretty much makes up every type of cable that you can make. So learning to do a cable to the right and a cable to the left without a cable needle is going to equip you for just about any kind of cable project that you're going to be able to do. Okay, so here I'm coming up on my 4-stitch cable. This is a cable that has 2 stitches traveling over 2 stitches. Here they are, the 4 stitches. The next 4 stitches on my needle are the cable. So there's 2 parts to a cable cross. The first part is changing the position of the stitches, and the second part is setting those stitches in their new orientation by working across and knitting them. So I'm going to show you those 2 steps. Now, the only difference between a right cable and a left cable is which of the 2 stitches is going in front or going in back. So if you think of my fingers as 4 stitches of the cable, for a right-leaning cable, the stitch 3 and 4 on my needle need to come in front of stitch 1 and 2 so that the cable's leaning to the right. So for a right-leaning cable, you can look at it and say these 2 stitches over here need to come in front of these 2 stitches. So I'm going to go get them in front. I'm going to take my right needle tip, I'm going to skip stitch 1 and 2, I'm going to slip into stitch 3 and 4. And now this is a really key part of the success of cabling without a cable needle is before you slide all these stitches off, using a finger to secure the stitches that you're about to slide off. So in this case, I'm taking my pointer finger and I'm pressing just below those live stitches, not on them, but the row just below, right up against my right needle, so that when I slide these off, they're not going anywhere. See, they're staying right there. Makes it really easy for me to take my left needle behind and go into them. And so you see everything's back on a needle. Now this is an important step. When I pull my needles apart, I can actually check myself that I'm making the cable cross in the right direction. This is going to the right, and it mirrors the same thing that's happening from all the crosses below. And that's a moment that I always use to check that I didn't miscross. And if I didn't, then I put the stitches back over. So all 4 stitches are now on the left needle again, but the cross has been made. And I'm going to do step 2, which is to set the cable or knit the 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now you can see the cable's been made and it looks just like the ones below. That's a right leaning. I'm going to go over to my second cable, which is a left leaning. The concept is the same for the left leaning cable, except that where over here we had the 2 stitches going in front, we're going to have the 2 stitches going behind, so the cable leans to the left. So again, I'm going to look at these 4 cable stitches here. I know that stitch 1 and 2 need to cross over in front, and stitch 3 and 4 need to come behind. So for that, I'm going to go behind and come through stitch 3 and 4 like this. So I've got them on my right needle tip. And now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to secure these stitches before I slide them off. Now I'm using my thumb to secure them because they're in front. So I'm placing my thumb just below the live stitches right against my needle, sliding everything off, and now left needle in front to slip those. And now watch this. I pull my needles apart and check my work. And I can see now that as I pull them apart, this does lean to the left as all the crosses below do. That means I did it right. So I'm going to slip these back over. That was step 1, cross the cables. Step 2, set the cable. So now I'm going to knit all 4 of those cable stitches to set that cross. Purl a couple stitches so you can see the resulting cable now leans to the left. So we just made one that leans to the right and one that leans to the left. Now, this concept works for all kinds of cables. If I had a 6-stitch cable, that's 3 over 3, I would just do the same thing I did, but instead of treating them in 2s, I would treat them in 3s, 3 over 3. And I have 2 little tiny 2-stitch cables here that I'll use to show you the same concept but with a smaller cable. So this cable here is leaning to the right. You can see all the little leans to the right, and then this one here leans to the left. So this is a 2-stitch cable. You treat it the same way. The stitch on the left is going to lean to the right and come in front. So I'm going to skip this first stitch, slip in, secure the stitch at the bottom, slide it off, come back, pull them apart, and you can see it's leaning to the right. That's step 1, change their orientation. Step 2, set the cable by knitting. I'm going to knit those 2 stitches. So same idea here, translated here into a right-leaning tiny cable. Same thing here, we've got a 2-stitch cable, one going in front of the other. It's left-leaning, so this first stitch needs to cross in front of the second. So I'm going to go behind to get the second stitch, brace with my thumb, slide off. Now that floating stitch is in front, put it back, pull my needles apart, and look at my work. I can see that it's leaning over to the left, and knit it. And now you can see that I just added 1 additional cross to my cable, as well as the little bonus cable on the side. And that is how you cable without a cable needle.